You are listening to KSG Podcast. This is a short, crisp, concise, exam oriented, edited editorial for civil services aspirants. In this podcast, we are going to talk about controversy over NAAC system. Source for the content is Sourav Roy Barman's article for the Indian Express. The National Assessment and Accreditation Council, that is NAAC or NAAC, which carries out quality checks or assessments of Indian higher level educational institutions, HEIs, courted controversy recently over the rating of the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda and allegations of bribery in the process. When the NAAC released the ratings, the institute's score changed from A to A plus on the back of improvement across parameters. The allegations have surfaced at a time when the NAAC is exploring changes in its approach. Now, what is NAAC? The NAAC or NAAC, an autonomous body under the University Grants Commission (UGC), assesses and certifies HEIs with gradings as part of accreditation. Through a multi-layered process, a higher education institution learns whether it meets the standards of quality set by the evaluator in terms of curriculum, faculty, infrastructure, research, and other parameters. The ratings of institutions range from A++ to C. If an institution is graded D, it means it is not accredited. Now, how is the accreditation process carried out? In a recently published white paper co-authored by NAAC or NAAC Executive Committee Chairman Bhushan Patwardhan and former Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research Professor K.P. Mohanan, the current approach has been described as input-based. In other words, NAAC relies heavily on self-assessment reports of applicant institutions. The first step has an applicant institution submitting a self-study report of information related to quantitative and qualitative metrics. The data is then validated by NAAC expert teams, followed by peer team visits to the institutions. This last step has sparked controversy. So, what is the latest controversy about? NAAC had reportedly withheld the grading of the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda after receiving an anonymous complaint that the university unduly tried to influence the peer review team with gold, cash, and other favors. So, what are the alternatives being explored? From the prevailing input based approach, the NAAC plans to adopt an outcome based approach. The white paper states the current system is akin to accepting the claim of a PhD candidate that his thesis is of high quality. Instead, it suggests that the emphasis should be on finding out if students are equipped with relevant skills and academic abilities. Rather than relying exclusively on the self-study reports of the HEIs, the NAAC should ask institutions to provide evidence such as samples of learning materials, continuous assessment tasks, and final examinations to show they have outcomes of learning specified in the syllabus according to the white paper. Now, how many institutions in India are accredited? There are 1,043 universities and 42,343 colleges listed on the portal of the All India Survey on Higher Education. As per the latest data from 21st of June 2022, there were 406 universities and 8,686 colleges that were NAAC accredited. Among the states, Maharashtra accounts for the highest number of accredited colleges at 1,869, more than twice as many as Karnataka's 914, the second highest. Tamil Nadu has the most accredited universities at 43. Now, can all higher educational institutes apply for accreditation? Under the rules, only higher education institutions that are at least 6 years old or from where at least 2 batches of students have graduated can apply. The accreditation is valid for 5 years. Aspiring institutes need to be recognized by the UGC and have regular students enrolled in their full-time teaching and research programs. There are only 19 universities and 121 colleges that have been reviewed by the NAAC or NAAC 4 times, with a gap of 5 years between each grading. When an institution undergoes the accreditation process for the first time, it is referred to as Cycle 1 and the subsequent 5-year periods as Cycles 2, 3, and so on. Now, why are only few institutes accredited? According to current and former officials of the NAAC, the fear of obtaining a poor grade or no accreditation at all holds back higher education institutions from voluntarily applying for evaluation. This is despite accreditation having been made mandatory through the UGC Regulations 2012. Now, earlier this year, NAAC explored the possibility of a new system of provisional accreditation for colleges, that is PAC, under which even 1-year-old institutions could apply for accreditation. The provisional certificates would be valid for 2 years, it suggested. But the committee that drew up the white paper, which also underwent multiple rounds of revisions, observed that such a system can lead to compromise with quality. It said that the pact proposal implies a lowering of standards so that a greater number of colleges can gain provisional accreditation. Instead, it would be wiser on the part of NAAC to help the colleges improve the quality of education they provide, such that they can be successful in meeting the standards that NAAC accreditation calls for. That's it for this podcast. Thank you so much for listening. To join KSG India courses and to crack the IELTS exam, visit ksgindia.com. You can also get a PDF of this podcast on ksgindia.com. Thanks for listening.